1. 35% kept their 2020 resolutions. 2. 19% of people keep a resolution for more than 2 years. 3. It can take between 18 and 254 days for a person to form a new habit. Most of us know that change can improve our lives, yet most of us don't know how to hack the brain's wiring process to make the new habit stick. Experts call this process self-directed neuroplasticity, or the intentional rewiring of the brain. How did we create this bad habit that we want to change? Habits are routine responses to cues or triggers that are mostly unconscious or that have become automatic or second nature. Imagine the person who feels nervous and responds by biting their nails. They wired the habit in their brain because they experience an emotional payoff and have done it long enough for the brain to create an association. Maybe your habit is more like cracking open a bag of chips after a hard day as you unwind in front of your favorite screen. Or smoking. Or drinking. The list goes on and on. How did we get here? Your sensory nervous system constantly monitors for actions that will deliver a hit of dopamine, the brain's reward chemical. We're wired to seek out pleasure. When your brain recognizes the connection between an action and a payoff, it files that information away in an area of the brain called the basal ganglia. This is where we develop emotions and memories, and it's not where conscious decisions are made. That's the prefrontal cortex. This may be what makes habits so hard to break. They come from a brain region that is beyond your conscious control, so you're barely aware you're doing them. In a modern world, the brain's search for feel-good experiences can drive us in some less than helpful directions. Just like in our ancestors, our brains chase that dopamine high. When a behavior comes along that gives us a reward, the brain builds a connection between that behavior and pleasure. A habit is born by linking of cue, trigger, action, and reward. Habits are actions that are triggered by cues, such as a time of day, an activity, or a location. Our response delivers a feel-good reward that, through repetition, fuses the connection between cue and reward firmly in the brain. Psychologists at MIT made a landmark discovery in 1999 of a cue routine reward feedback loop that journalist Charles Duhigg later coined the habit loop in his 2012 book, The Power of Habit. How to break the bad habit and form new ones. Make sure you connect good habits, like exercising more, with a more immediate reward, such as listening to new episodes of your favorite podcast only when you go for walks. A pillar of cognitive behavioral therapy asks you to try new things and pay attention to how they make you feel. Reflect on how unhealthy behaviors make you feel bad and how healthy behaviors make you feel good. Help your brain associate pain with old habits, and pleasure with the new. Journaling is a powerful tool. I feel proud I made that choice, or, I was more energetic after lunch, are examples of ways you can help your brain experience a pleasurable connection to the new habit. Should you go cold turkey with the old habit while rewiring for the new? Most can't. Instead, it's far more effective to start replacing or adjusting small parts of the habituated action. If you always sit down with your glass of scotch at 6 p.m., keep the time and the glassware, but swap out the booze for soda. Baby steps to start. There's nothing wrong with big, audacious goals, of course. But most of us need smaller, bite-sized achievements along the way. Accomplishing a tiny goal can offer enough of a dopamine kick to reinforce behavior and boost you to the next step. Get traction and build from there. Add on to an existing routine. Habit stacking, as popularized by James Clear in his book, Atomic Habits, takes the mini-habit idea one step further. Take a habit you already practice, and add on one little positive thing to your routine, like doing calf raises while you brush your teeth. If you take a snack break at 11 a.m. every day, why not walk around the block at the same time? Remember, small steps are better than no steps. Change your language to change your life. If the way you talk about exercise is, "God, I hate it, it's hard, and I hate sweating," then you'll miss out on a dopamine hit and won't make the gym habit stick. Reframing the experience as something positive that makes you feel powerful and happy, even if it's challenging, is going to help compel you to get moving. Even if you don't believe it at first, faking it till you make it may wire neurons together to eventually create the genuine reaction you were forcing at first. Smiling even when you don't mean it can actually make you happy, at least to a small degree, according to a 2017 review of research. For a complete model for change, use the CLEAR framework to set yourself up for success. 1. Commit. Commitment means you have a strong why. You want to create a new habit and you know you must change. 2. Location aware. Slow down the cue, response cycle so you understand the location or when the trigger shows up and the emotional payoff of your response. 3. Expect to change. Your beliefs create results. Allow yourself to increase your expectation of success with each day's actions. Visualize how good success will feel and your brain's wiring will respond. 4. Ability. You can do this mentally and physically as both share the same neural network in the brain. Each time you either imagine or do the desired habit in response to the trigger, cue, and the emotional payoff you seek, you rewire your brain. 5. Reinforce. Reinforcement means you associate pleasure with the new habit. Our brain loves anything it thinks will bring us pleasure or avoid pain. Engage your social network to support the change. And create an environment where it's easier to do the new habit. Many nutritionists recommend strategically stocking your kitchen with nutritionally dense food that are readily available while less nutritious foods are in a less visible place. Since change is a learning process, deal with setbacks skillfully. You could disparage yourself with permanent negative labels, "I'm such a failure. I'll never be able to change," with something more powerful, such as, "I'm learning through success and setback how to rewire my brain for success." The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, reports that most people who smoke try to quit smoking 8 to 11 times before breaking the habit. Be patient with yourself and become your best friend, not a drill sergeant. Okay friends, changing habits will change your life. You now know how to hack your brain's wiring to make change stick. Thanks for joining the Change Capability Institute and subscribe to the channel to keep content like this coming.